If you're not familiar with my work, you can find me at mofall.com and everywhere on social media. I'm here to help you learn how to bring your soul to work so you can have your dream career and dream life. Today, I want to talk about the one need that we all have. One need. We have one need. And I'm going to start off with a science experiment that a friend of mine did with her kid in 4th or 5th grade. And there's experiments out there that have been verified and tested by major scientists. But this young girl wanted to test an experiment, and her mother guided her on this. And they put rice kernels in 3 different jars. Jar number 1 had a label on it, I love you. Jar number 2 had a label on it, you're ugly. And jar number 3 had no label on it. Jar number 1 and 2 were placed in the classroom. The I love you and you're ugly were placed in the classroom. And jar number 3 was put in the back of the room and basically hidden from sight. So here's what happened with these 3 jars of rice kernels. The experiment was to determine if the I love you jar of rice kernels was going to react differently than the you're ugly jar of rice kernels. So what happened? First week, nothing. Second week, start to get a little bit of bacterial growth in the rice kernel jar that said you're ugly. Nothing in the I love you jar. And then at week 3, the you're ugly jar started to get a little bit of grossness going on in the growth. And yes, Sylvia, we're actually not talking about Dr. Emoto. We're actually talking about a science experiment a 5th grader friend of mine, daughter, did several years ago. Similar situation. So the jars with I love you and you're ugly had a noticeable difference after about 3 weeks because the you're ugly jar of rice kernels had bacterial growth in it. They then went to check out the rice kernel jar that was pushed in the back of the classroom away from everyone and out of sight. It had the worst bacterial growth of the 3 jars. Yep, being ignored is worse than being called you're ugly. Being ignored is the absolute worst aspect of treating anything, even rice kernels. Do rice kernels have feelings? Not that we know of, but what they do have is a relationship with the quantum field. And you have a relationship with the quantum field, and your coworkers have a relationship with the quantum field, and your kids and spouse and parents and friends and everyone has a relationship with the quantum field. You have one major need in life, and that is to get attention. That's why Facebook is so popular. I don't know how many billions of users are on it, but we as human beings need, I'm using that word, not want attention. We need attention. Why? Because we live in an energetic universe, and if we don't get fed energy from other beings, we begin to deteriorate. Now, when I was a young nurse, way back when, one of the really peculiar conditions that we studied in pediatric nursing was this phenomenon called failure to thrive. And it's a condition where newborns are fed by their mother and or father. They're fed, but they're not given love and attention. And they begin to stunt growth. They basically begin to get sick, like severely. they are so sick that it puzzles the medical diagnostic tools because there's nothing technically wrong with that baby, but they're not thriving. They're not growing. They're not developing. They're not thriving. Failure to thrive is a very morbidly gross phenomenon to witness. But what's happening there is that this young little baby, who all he or she needs is the attention of someone to love them. And if they don't get it, they have failure to thrive. I don't know about you, but have you ever had a boss or a friend or a partner who started ignoring you, who disengaged, even if it was just a little bit? You felt it. And then if you've ever had a boss who totally leaves you alone, it sucks. So psychological studies, experimental studies, failure to thrive condition with newborns, rice kernels in a science experiment in a 5th grade classroom, and thousands of other scientific and psychological studies tell us that we must get attention to thrive. It's the one thing that you absolutely must have in your life to thrive is attention. And if you don't get attention, your life is not good. You would rather get negative attention, which is why so many people stay in a toxic work environment, because they're at least getting some negative attention. And the fear there is if there's zero, if there's nothing, which is also the reason why I do not promote quitting, then you will fail to thrive. You must get attention in your life, in your job, in your career. So what does this mean? This means if you're in a work environment, please go give others some attention, because the very thing you need to thrive is the exact thing that you need to think about giving out. Guess what? When you shine the spotlight on someone else, you're getting fueled back. So give yourself a little love homework and give other people attention today. That's right. Give them attention today. Love on your coworkers. Love on your family. Give people attention. Point out something that they're awesome at. Celebrate with them something that they totally reveled in. Celebrate that they tried something. Celebrate that even if it didn't go the way they wanted to, they at least did something. Celebrate them as a human being and give them attention. They need it from you. They need it from you. And when you give it, you get a little sliver of that back. It's a beautiful thing. We are energy circulators. When you push your own feelings down because you don't feel good, and when you become less visible in the world, which is part of how you get disengaged at work, when you push that all down and you begin to stuff the most beautiful parts of yourself into a small container, into a small package to prevent yourself from getting hurt, you are actually part of the problem. I know, a little tough love here. When you release stuffing down, when you stop pushing away and pushing down your feelings, you will be able to shine brighter. So do yourself a favor by continuing to feel what you feel and being an emotionally mature and evolved person to be able to feel your feelings and not have to act on every single one. Give others the attention that they need so that they can thrive. And you surely will have the recipe for you getting the attention that you need in order for you to thrive. So what is that recipe again, Mo? It is number 1, feel your feelings and let your soul come out. Shine brightly. Number 2, give others attention. Give it to them. It costs you nothing. And it pays back 10, 20, 100-fold. Why not? So go out and do your homework. Do the one thing that you need. Do it for others. And you will surely get the return on that investment. Give attention to others as the recipe for your personal thriving success. Go ahead, do it. Make a list of all those people you're going to do that with. Make a list of how awesome that's going to feel, and start feeling your feels, because that's the gateway to open your soul up. Feel your feels. Bring yourself into a sense of worthiness, of alignment, of your divine awesomeness, and give other people attention. A little shout out to those who work from home. You are automatically at a disadvantage for getting the attention you need or for giving the attention, and you are likely putting your nose to the grindstone and getting work done. You are going to be more disengaged by the very nature of your physical scenario. You will have to overdo and overplay the giving attention, and other people will have to overplay it back to you for you to feel filled up. So you're going to have to invest a bit more in this. Get yourself circulating energy with others today. Do yourself a favor to get the needed thing that you need and plant that level of energy circulation to others. I will see you tomorrow on the Daily Mo. This is